What is your favorite non-sexual act of intimacy? We watch YouTube videos just before we turn in. Usually for 30 minutes or so. My husband reaches across our king-sized bed and touches my arm or rests his hand on my shoulder. I love it. By the way, been married 52 years. I can't cuddle sleep, it's too hot. So after a little cuddle I scooch over and flip on my tummy. Then I reach out my hand to hold my partner's hand for the 1.5 seconds it takes me to fall asleep. Sometimes I wake up later and we're still holding hands. I pick that. No, I'm not an otter. I love holding my wife, in any capacity. Hug, cuddling, hands. Edit to all the folks saying they also love holding my wife. She's fucking great, right? I just love her so much. Not a touch thing, but I like to brag about my wife when she's in earshot of the conversation. I think she likes knowing I'm her biggest fan. When my husband and I were dating, I used to have waist-length hair. After I'd shower and brush the big tangles out, we'd sit on the bed and he would gently brush my hair. We'd use that quiet time to just talk and enjoy each other's company. I now have about way less hair, but way more love for my husband and the way he's so caring. I love laying around naked with my partner just talking. It's like full vulnerability. No walls. Taking a nap together in the middle of the day. The absolute indulgence of it and the comfort of it being with your partner, nothing better. Deep discussions about life. There's nothing more intimate than knowing what people truly believe and why, and that they are willing to be vulnerable with me without fear. Having the back of my head scratched while I'm driving when I didn't even ask for it. I remember after I had broken up with a girl who would never even think about doing this, she once told me girls don't massage boys, boys only massage girls. I was driving with a new GF and she just reached over and started doing this and I about teared up. This one won't be common, but I used to work at a rough nightclub. I'd often come home a little beaten up, sometimes just from rough shifts, sometimes literally. I'd always try not to wake my girlfriend when I came in, but she had a superpower for it and always knew. She would give me a hug, and gently kiss me on the cheek and neck while taking my jewelry off. We'd go to bed and I'd pass out with her cuddling me. Nothing takes pain away like having somebody like that to go home to. Cuddling is the best. Head on lap. When you notice little things about each other that make you happy and tell them. If we're just hanging out or going to sleep, part of him always has to be touching me. Just a toe on the side of my leg or our arms. Bringing up things I've talked about in the past or that I've seemed concerned about to discuss them or see how I'm feeling. Very open conversations that only deepen feelings. God, I'm so lonely. Forehead kiss. Pulling her to my lap and having her rub my chest. Man, reading these comments stings a bit. I am so lonely. Does sending and receiving DoorDash count as an act of intimacy? Playing Stardew Valley together. Hugging. I hug my wife every time I come home for like 10 seconds or more. We also kiss. 3 pecks and a wink. No wink means I'm in trouble. This is a new one on me. Experienced it for the first time a few weeks ago. We'd just finished doing the sexy times, cleaned up, had some water. I laid down on the sofa face down because exhausted and tired, was maybe like 4 in the morning. She laid down face down on top of me. It was so surreal, but I was so buzzed, felt insanely comfortable. Hope it happens again. Massages. Holding and slow kissing, slow dancing whilst staring into her eyes, caressing her back. Being bored anywhere, looking across, seeing your partner looking at you, knowing you're bored as hell, giving you a wink. Making something new and delicious, then spoon feeding her the first taste. The double take, emotional registering of the flavors, the absolute whole body change in response, and the acknowledgement of depth and breadth of flavor from working on something for hours to nail it precisely is the greatest. That entire exchange normally lasts longer than I do anyway. Deep eye contact. Softly touching my back with tips of fingers. Tea making. Texting me about going for a ride to look at the deer in the park. I love our little ride at dusk to see the deer eating. Cheeks kiss. Not kiss on the cheek, but it's an act where the cheek of one person is squished into the cheek of another person. Sharing music. I really love when someone grabs my waist. Scalp massage. I turn into a puddle. There's too many though. One of my favorites is when something I say strikes his funny bone particularly well, and for the next few minutes he's laughing so hard he can barely speak. It means a lot to me that I can resonate with my partner that well. Making dinner, taking care of partner while sick. Spooning. Sleeping in a cold room with our backs touching. A good hug from a romantic partner. Haven't experienced this since 2017. Cuddling in bed. I love holding hands. It just shows so much love for me. When my husband and I pass each other around the house, we always touch each other, a tap on the back or rear end. Just a tap. She casually resting her head on my shoulder. Showering together. My senses are very sensitive, so I normally don't like people touching me because it feels way too intimate. But when it's someone I like, man, I love it. Just touching my shoulder alone will do. Hugs, cuddles, sharing memes. Cuddling. A massage. Nothing better than a massage after a long and taxing day. The best massages are those given when you don't even have to ask for them. Your partner just knows that you could use one. When I'm sitting on the couch with my wife, bent over crushing half a bag of pistachios, and she slides her hand up the back of my shirt and just lightly runs her fingers across my back. It's euphoric. Cooking together is a long-lost and never-realized dream of mine. I totally want to make love in the kitchen, starting with a fabulous recipe and ending in rapture. Or never give up, right? I like to braid my wife's hair. Dear Lord, I just want to be held. I love it when I'm busy with something, i.e. I do the dishes, and I am suddenly hugged from behind by my boyfriend. However, it quickly turns sexual. Back scratches and my hair being played with. When my wife and I touch each other's faces, we kiss each other's palms gently. Sometimes when we hold hands, I'll rub her wedding ring a bit. When I come home from work, I get the best hug in the world. And when we cook, we sit down and chop vegetables together. Slowly. So we can enjoy chatting a bit about mundane things. Rubbing each other's backs, or feet, when we relax on the couch together. Taking a shower together. Being able to wash each other's backs and relax in the hot water while having a nice discussion about the day, upcoming projects, or just generally chit-chat about nothing important really helps me unwind and relax while connecting on a mental level as well as physical. Not to mention a big bear hug from behind while all soapy is like a next level hug. Having someone to hold. Hugs from behind. Cooking, baking together. I also make my wife's lunch and put in a little note with a joke on it. I get them from the web 100 Bass dad jokes and such lol. Taking care of me when I'm sick or doing housework together. When my SO rolls over in his sleep and kisses my back or forehead as he pulls me close to snuggle up. My wife running her fingernails through my hair. Linking arms. Farting in